We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Grimm Universe Presents Quarterly, Zodiac vs. Death Force. This issue is from 2021, story by Joe Brascia, Dave Franchini, and Jay Sandlin, written by Jay Sandlin, art by Alessandro, Uesu, Babisu, Cortes, and Gabriel, Rearte. Colors by Jorge, Cortes, and Walter Pereyra. Letters by Carlos Mangual, edited by David Wall. I have cover A by Mike Krome and Eula Moss. It's actually a pretty cool cover. It is just a pinup though. It'd been nice if they were actually fighting on it, but you know, what are you gonna do? So we start off with Zodiac breaking up what he thinks is a drug ring, but it turns out to be something much darker. Human smuggling. We get a recap briefly of his origin and motivations for doing what he's doing, and he's trying to kill less, but he rescues this girl Jocelyn, who apparently is from Wonderland, and these guys were going to return her. Well, just when he thinks he's about safe, a bunch of flymen show up, and that gets the attention of Death Force. Death Force is a pretty ruthless guy. He apparently had an origin story similar to the Punisher, where he was thought to be dead, but in fact he was not, and he uncovered some serious corruption in the Philadelphia Police Department, which made enemies on both sides. So now Zodiac and Death Force seem to be working together, and they're fighting these fly creatures, but Death Force's ability to absorb life essence kind of backfires on him on here, because the Lord of the Flies is behind these flying creatures, and he's able to control Death Force because of the absorbed life force of the bugs. So that puts him at odds with Zodiac, and they end up fighting each other, with Lord of the Flies having Jocelyn, who is hiding a dark secret of her own. But thankfully, they are able to recover Death Force, and the two work together to fight the common enemy. It is very much a buddy cop film, but it's 72 pages of content. This is a heck of a book. Originally $9 cover price. You can find it cheaper than that. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was good old-fashioned comic book adventure. Lots of action. There is some swearing in here. They don't bleep some words, but they do bleep the F word. Otherwise, it is pretty adult. There is some pretty dark stuff in here. Some blood splatter and people getting shot in the head, that sort of thing. So it is very much an adult book, but it was a very wild ride. I had a lot of fun reading it. I thought the art was pretty solid. The first half of the book was a little bit more solid than the ending. The middle was okay, but there were a few sections where the art looked a little different and a little less detailed. But overall, I would have to say that the book was a lot of fun, and I'm going to recommend it. I liked the Zodiac mini-series. I thought that was pretty solid. This is actually a good improvement on that, with a lot more action, and the guy's making friends. I do think everybody in comics kind of gives up their secret identity a little too easily these days, but overall this worked. It had a very cinematic flair, and it was very, very entertaining. So if you get a chance to check it out, it's a solid book. I would say it's easily worth the price of a new book. Probably a little more, because there is a lot of content here, but I didn't feel cheated for the $6 I paid for it. So if you get a chance to check this out, this is a good Zenescope book, and it's absolutely worth a read. You don't really need to know anything about these characters either. You can just sit back and enjoy the book. They give you a nice brush up on the characters' motivations and powers. It does help if you know who they are, but it's not required. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.